to Sicily. And we will fight, fight, fight for Man United FC.
Hey, what's happening? How we all doing? Happy holidays, Merry Christmas for those that celebrate it. Welcome back. Finally, we got another match day. Man, as usual, I'm joined by Chris. Chris, how you doing?
Good, man. Excited for today.
Oh, man, it's been a long wait.
I'm used to lots of football at Christmas time, and I'm not getting any, so I need my fix.
Let's go. Hope we're all doing well. Remember, chat, if you haven't already, hit that like, hit that follow, hit that subscribe. We are live on YouTube. We are live on Facebook. Remember, the first 1,000 followers and subscribers on each platform will be entered into a draw for an Amazon gift card, chat. Amazon gift card. Can you believe it? We're still going to determine the money, but it's going to be more than $50. I can tell you that much.
I'm happy when I win. I'm happy when I win $2.
So you know what to do, chat. Hit that like, hit that follow, hit those thumbs up, hit those shares. Let's get going, man. We're a lot to talk about. It's been a long time since our last game. Like, geez, I didn't even know when last we played, man. It feels like last year. Almost.
It does feel like last year. Yeah, like I said, man, I need my fix. I'm not happy.
Nah, it's been far too long. Man. So we had a bit of a COVID outbreak, which caused us to miss 2 games, Brentford and Brighton.
2 games I was looking forward to.
I think 2 games we needed to play because they're going to be now 2 tough games in a jam-packed end of half of the season. So. Yeah. Although a blessing in disguise, Ralph gets a bit of more time with the team.
Hey, I did think that too. So that's a good thing.
There's, it could go one of either way, man. So we'll see. Interesting team selection. I don't know if you've seen it come out yet.
Yeah.
Interesting. We've got De Gea, we've got Dallo, Telles, Varane, Maguire, Fred and McTominay, Fernandes, Greenwood, Rashford, and Ronaldo.
Didn't expect Greenwood today.
I didn't. The one thing I did kind of anticipate was who had COVID and who didn't have COVID and who's recovered and who hasn't recovered and just what was the vibes around that, because the media was very hush. We didn't actually get confirmation on who had and who didn't have. So yeah, I didn't see Greenwood. Although, yeah, Greenwood's probably gonna leave United, which is maybe a blessing. We can talk about the exits a bit later. Hey Tony, how you doing? Stan, how you doing? Merry Christmas to you lads. Thanks for tuning in. Thanks for the likes. Thanks for the shares, boys and girls. Appreciate it. So yeah, I wasn't sure, man. We saw McTominay, Lingard, Ronaldo. They all arrived at training and were sent home shortly after, throughout a staggered period during the COVID times. And I knew it would affect the team selection. However, it doesn't appear to be too many changes. I mean, if you look at the subs, we've got Henderson, Jones, Shaw, Wan-Bissaka, Matic, Van der Beek, Cavani, Elanga, and Sancho. So good to see Cavani.
Who I expected on the bench.
Yeah, I don't know. Jones. I mean, seeing Jones on the subs, seeing Cavani on the subs, gives me a bit of hope.
Mm-hmm.
Although there's the talk of Cavani to Barca, although Fabrizio, he said there's nothing happening, so we're not too sure. I mean, it's the middle of fucking December, man. Rumors are going to be rife.
I'm going to listen to Fabrizio before I listen to The Sun or The Guardian or anything else.
Oh, absolutely.
Right?
I don't know if you do follow us on Twitter, but we won't post anything unless it's confirmed. We don't go into speculation. We talk about speculation on the channel, and it's a bit of
it's fun to talk about.
Yeah, it's fun to talk about, man. It gives us some content. Just looking at Fred, McTominay in midfield. And for years, Ole running that, and everyone was, what the hell? Yeah, you got Ralph. Everyone's like, oh, thank goodness Ralph's at the helm, and Yeah, we're seeing Fred and
for,
McTominay.
for the same. Yeah, we're still seeing McFred.
Yeah, it's.
But I see Fred playing a different role. I mean, I know they're still in the same position, but he's he's getting forward more now, which I think that's Ralph.
I do think that is Rolf. You could see it in the first game, where where Carrick was in charge.
Mhm.
You saw a more advanced role from Fred, and throughout Ralph's tenure, you can see it. So yeah, Fred further up, better decision. I don't think McTominay's quite recovered. I think he picked up an injury for Scotland. I think about a COVID. So I know he had a throat illness, whatever you want to call that. So I don't think he's quite recovered from that. So interesting to see how he performs today. I think he's going to be the key.
Yeah, no, I always think he always has a big part to play.
I think Bruno, I've brought him into my fantasy team. I think another key player. I think he enjoys playing against a team like Newcastle.
Mm-hmm.
And Ronaldo up front. I mean, if we can just get those two to just click, I think I've got us down for a 3-0. 3-0.
Yeah, I saw you post that. I'm thinking 2-0.
Yeah, it's
got to stifle that John Joe threat.
John J. Shelby. He's always been a thorn in our side. To be,
I know.
Let's be honest, man. Newcastle are not doing well, man. They need to pull up something. I think they're going to be very busy transfer season.
If they don't spend a fair bit of money next month, man, they might go down.
Yeah, which brings us up to our next pointed topic, man. I think they're coming hard and fast for a few of our players, and I don't think we're ready to let some of them go. But it'll be interesting to see. Apparently, there was a rumor for Lingard to Newcastle. I think it'll be a good move for him. We might loan Welbeck out, get him Van de Beek. Oh, Welbeck. Van de Beek, we loan him out, get him some game time. I think he just needs a bit of game time in the English before we can concretely rule him out. Because some days he shows us something and then, there's no consistency. So let's see. I got a bit of faith in him.
I don't know, man. I don't want to see us give Newcastle anything.
However, we do. Yeah, I don't want to give Newcastle anything either.
I want to see them. I hate to say it, I want to see them go down for the amount of money that's behind that club right now. I do not want them in the Premier League.
Yeah, I don't think anybody does. It's a touchy subject.
Yeah.
But however, I would like to lessen the load on our books. I got to be honest. We know Martial wants to leave.
Yep.
He put in his request to say, "Hey, I'm out." A lot of people saying it was 2 years he wanted to do it, but he was just lazy and only handed it in now. So Martial going, I think it's 120, 130. No, he's on 200, isn't he? He's on 200.
No, yeah, he's making
big bang.
To do nothing.
Yeah, absolutely. We've got then Lingard. I don't think he's going to get a lot of game time. You know.
No, and it's unfortunate because I like Lingard. He's he's a United boy.
Yeah, he's not even in the reserves today.
Yeah, but he came up through, and it's too bad. I'd like to see him stick around, but he's a player that needs to play, obviously. And with the World Cup coming up and everything else, he wants to prove his worth. So I get it.
No, absolutely. Interesting though. If Shaw's on the bench, it means Shaw's fit.
Mm-hmm.
And he's gone with Tellez.
Yeah, but Tellez is more of an attacking player.
Well, that's it. It's going to fit the style of Ralph. Are we seeing now the demise of Shaw? I mean, do you think we'll ever see Shaw again? I know we've got a jam pack, so we'll get a few more games out of Shaw. But do you think perhaps
he'll have a chance? I think he'll have a chance to prove himself.
Do you think if somebody came knocking, we might just offload him?
Hard to say.
I mean, if the price is right, we'll offload anybody.
Well, absolutely. It's a business.
Yeah. Pogba's an interesting one. We don't know if he's coming or going, staying, nothing. Martha. Absolutely. Ralph said it in his press conference. I don't have to convince a player to stay at Manchester United. You either want to be here or you don't. We get the impression that Pogba wants to come back. However, I'm tired of him holding the club to ransom, so I'm quite happy to say goodbye, sayonara, see you later,
Exactly. See,
go back
good
to
luck.
Italy. I'm done, mate. I'm done. You've held the club at ransom too many times. And then we've got his agent.
Yeah.
And now Eric Holland. Apparently, looks like we're prime favorites. Deal should be done in January for summer.
Yeah.
That's what we're reading. I don't trust it. I don't trust it one bit.
No, and again, I mean, it's rumors. It's that time of the year. We're gonna read. Every player is coming to United, but we'll have to wait and see. I would love to see him come. I think he would do an incredible job for us, and he already knows how to play with Jadon Sancho.
Well,
so,
that's it. There was a chemistry there, and there was a
great chemistry there.
Yeah. I mean, look, it would be the ultimate signing, and it would be the name signing, the marquee signing that, our directors, our board, that's the type of player the board wants. So they'll throw money at that. But on a more realistic note, we know Ralph's been given a budget for the transfer window now that's opening up in the next couple of days. And one of the players we're hearing a lot, and I know we're gonna get names we've never heard of. His scout team and and where he's looked for talent is very different, I believe, to what we're used to at the club. And
but that's what we need. We got to shake it up,
which is fantastic. So we're going to get names we've never heard of and players we've never heard of. And I'm just trying to find the source, the name. And this guy absolutely looks like a stellar signing, man. If it's the case.
Hey man, I'm happy with a relative unknown at Christmas time. Look at Vidic, Evra. They came in at the same time and were incredible for the club. So,
yeah, the player's name is Boubacar Kamara. Boubacar, Boubacar Kamara. Ready?
Yeah, I'm looking him up right now.
Look him up. Wow. If we can get this guy,
22-year-old Frenchman, plays for Marseille.
Yeah.
Okay.
I watched a little bit of a
107 appearances already. That's not bad.
Yeah, he's already. This would be his big signing. Although one could argue Marseille is a big signing if you're a French player.
I mean, they're not a small club.
They're not. But for an English club to pick him up, it's perfect for him. But I watched these highlight reels they put together of a player, and hey man, he can tackle, he can read the game, he can pass, but he's physical, he's strong, and physical. He's like Paul Pogba that can run, and I think that's great. It's not a player we might have looked at prior to Rolf, which is fantastic. So I'll be keen to see the new talent he brings in, and the style. I personally believe he's getting an extension. If you just heard him in the press conference, there was the question asked about the new staff he's brought in, if they're in a permanent role or how is their contract been done. Did you read that?
The way I look at that is I can't see the club sanctioning him bringing in so much staff to support him in the backroom staff. And I can't see these managers leaving the clubs that they're at and the coaches leaving the clubs that they're at to come to United without the guarantee that it's going to be a long-term job. These people all had gainful employment in football already. So why would they leave without that guarantee? I wouldn't quit a job without knowing that I'm going to have a job. It's the way I look at it. I think Ralph's there. I think we're going to see him for a few years. He's definitely building for something.
Now the longevity looks like he's setting himself up for a decent term.
Yeah.
As I was saying at the press conference, he said these people are on short-term contracts. However, nothing's been ruled out for long-term, and
Exactly.
there was subtle hints, exactly the point you've just made.
Mhm.
And yeah, man. Hey, Matthew Taylor, how you doing, buddy? Hope you're well. Yes, Man United should definitely win this game, champ. They should definitely win this game. Should
If we
be.
don't win this game,
Yeah. Ralph out. Hashtag Ralph
Yeah.
out. We'll trend it. We'll break it. Yeah. I mean, if we don't, this is the worst Newcastle we've seen in a very long time. And I mean, they're just letting in goals for fun.
Yeah.
they
they are.
honestly letting people shoot from anywhere.
And they have quality in that side. It's I always make fun of John Joe, but he's not a bad player.
No, he's not. He's perfect. He's a
Say
Newcastle
Maximum, good player. They've got a good side there. They can't get anything done.
No, yeah. Oh well. I mean, look at us. We've got 49 superstars, and we haven't won a league in a couple of years. So it's team chemistry, and we'll see. Maybe a few new key signings right their ways, but right now we don't really care as long as we murder them. 3-0.
Hey, man.
I'm happy with 3-0, 4-0.
At the end of the day, if it's 1-0, I'm happy. As long as we take that 3 points and walk away with it.
No, I'm asking and I'm looking for improvement. 1-0 is not an improvement.
It is an improvement the way things have been going. But I know, I agree. I want to see Manchester United on the pitch today. I want to see us out there confident, scoring goals.
Well, that's it. I just want to see us confident on the ball. Just hold the ball and dominate the game and actually control the game. Control it. Play it. Don't look jittery. Don't look nervous. These are the things I want to see. We've had a bit of time. Ralph's had a bit of time. I understand the training grounds were closed. I understand. But this is today's technology. Here we are doing a freaking show. I'm sitting in Toronto and you're sitting in Nova Scotia, Alberta, Nova Scotia, somewhere out there. I mean, technology, the players are connected, the managers are connected, they
Absolutely.
have videos. So I don't care how you see it. Rolf's had a good 2 to 3 weeks with these players now to get messages across, to have chats, to speak, to get the team dynamics, know where we're going to set up for January transfer window, who we're going to offload, who we need to try offload. So it's absolutely perfect timing. Yeah. Absolutely.
And these players need to be proving themselves right now. They don't want to be replaced.
Well, that's it. And I mean, absolutely. Now you bring in this game, and if we're not seeing improvement, I'm going to be concerned. I just think he's had a lot of time to get something out of this team.
You're 100% correct. There's been enough time now that we need to see some kind of a change. I don't expect the finished product yet.
I don't.
But,
I just want to see composure.
Yeah.
I want to see a little bit more composure.
Yeah.
A little bit more confidence in the players. I think we've had enough time to see these things. And it's the little things. We're just looking for the little things. I'm not expecting to go out 6-0, Newcastle 30% possession. You know what I mean? I don't expect that. But what I do want to see is us strangling Newcastle and suffocating Newcastle.
I want to see that high press. I want to see. Yeah, I want to see faster passing. The things I expect to see with Ralph in charge.
Well, this is Ash K's brought up with Greenwood in the mid. What is he thinking? And Cavani should be brought in place of Rashford. Now, I agree with one of those statements. Yes, I do think Cavani and Ronaldo up front together would be a better result. Greenwood, we'll see today what Greenwood can offer. I believe maybe Sancho was one of the players that caught COVID, from what I heard. So I think that's perhaps why we're not seeing Sancho start.
We're going to see Rashford slide out towards the left and Greenwood slide towards the right, with Bruno in the middle. I know we're looking at a 4-2-2-2, but in my head, when I see that formation, I still see Rashford sliding to the left and Greenwood sliding to the right. I could be wrong, but to me, that's what we're going to see. Bruno will hold it down in the middle, and when we lose the ball, I think that's when we're going to see Greenwood slot back into that midfield in the center. Well, we'll wait and see, man. I'm excited to see how this goes. Oh God, you just got me up there again. It's scary. My hair's see-through today. Strange.
Yeah, Ashka, I got to be honest, but Rashford, since he's come back from Euro, he looks half the player he was,
Yeah.
and he wasn't exactly the greatest before he went to Euro. So
No, you're right.
I don't know what's happening with Rashford, but I do think maybe he just needs to sit down, take a break. You know,
Yeah.
Sancho and Greenwood could be a pairing. I mean,
Could be.
if we can get the right kind of press out of Greenwood, I think his defensive abilities and his press, he seems to be always out of place. So we'll see if Rolf can get through to him. I think Greenwood will become a better player, but he needs to stop with this Ronaldo chip. He's got a Ronaldo chip on his shoulder. We've heard too many times, too many reports. Those two need to fix their shit. They
Yeah.
need a gel. If they don't gel, that's it. It doesn't work.
If you have Cristiano Ronaldo on your side and you are a striker or a winger, man, learn from him. How old's Greenwood? Was he 20 years old?
Yeah.
21 years old?
Yeah.
He has so many years ahead of him. And he has one of, if not the greatest player of all time in the side with him. Man, if you're not getting game time, suck it up, sit on the bench and watch and learn. Because in 2 years, you're going to be a player that's starting.
Well, that's it.
Ronaldo's not going to be there forever.
That's
and if at 23 years old, you're playing every game for Manchester United, shut up. You know, you're not Wayne Rooney. You're not Cristiano Ronaldo. You're Mason Greenwood. He's got a hell of a shot. He looks
Excellent
good on the
crosser.
ball. He's fast. He's got to
agile.
work. Yeah, he's got to work on his defense, work on his heading.
He's quality.
And for him to be complaining that he's not playing, for me, that's a slight against Ronaldo. And you know, who knows what Ronaldo's saying back to him, but he's going to look at him and say, like, kid, calm. You're one of the biggest clubs in the world.
Yeah, absolutely.
You know, bide your time. It's not like Ronaldo was playing game in, game out when he first came either. You know, he played a lot.
Well, Ferguson said, Ronaldo, you're not going to play every game. Ronaldo came out and just was absolutely just devastating.
Yeah.
Ferguson had no choice to pick him as much as he possibly could.
And then when he started to show that he could be devastating, then he even started putting more work in the gym.
Absolutely.
You know, bulking up and becoming that player.
Ronaldo's just a different beast. He's a specimen. I mean,
but Greenwood's not the finished player yet. He might think he is.
Lot to learn.
I could ramble about that forever.
HK, we did touch on that earlier. Van der Beek, Bruno, unfortunately, you can give him a bit of license if he's not performing. Because one pass, one bit of magic, one little inside heel, and it changes Bruno dynamic. That's the problem. However, we would like to see maybe Van der Beek going out on loan and getting a bit of game time, because as it stands right now, Bruno's on a bad day 20% better than the everyday.
We've talked about that before. You know, Bruno on a bad day is still better than most players on the pitch.
Exactly. So it's a tough one, Ashka. It's a tough one, buddy. You know, I wouldn't mind seeing Donny being loaned out, and then, you know, get a bit of game time in the English game. I wouldn't loan him anywhere else. You would need to loan him somewhere in England where he's going to get good average game time, get in the mix, get in the bustle.
Let him go to West Ham for 6 months.
Absolutely.
You know, a team that's still competing, and he'll have some quality around him, and he'll really get a taste of the game. You know, I think West Ham, or you know, a West Ham or an Everton would be an absolute perfect place for him to really find his feet.
Yeah, I agree, but we don't want to strengthen them up and they kick us out of fourth.
Yeah. That's fair too.
It's a fine line.
Just not Newcastle.
Well, Ashk, that's it. Greenwood does press. He just doesn't know how to press, and he doesn't press well. He goes at the wrong times. He's trying at the wrong pace. Ralph could potentially fix that in him. So I'm not writing Greenwood off just yet. Let's see what Ralph can do with Greenwood. There's I think maybe today's in the team because Sancho was one of the COVID cases. We had 19, you know that, between the players, yeah? 19 COVID cases. I mean, geez. So
Hey, man, let them get it and let's get going. It's a horrible way to say it, but build up that immunity and come on, let's get this season moving, man.
yeah, I think this is a hurdle. This is season's turn, January, busy window, busy games. So let's go, man. Let's go.
Yeah.
Handicap United minus what, Jose? Yeah, Aaron Wan-Bissaka. That I think he's done.
Yeah.
And it's a pity because I think that guy last season was the hardest person to beat one-on-one. No, I think nobody got past him one-on-one. The only way you could get past him was with a 1-2. And this season he's just gone so far off the boil that a guy like Dallo looks good. And let's be honest, Dallo needs a little bit of work. So it's a bit of a tricky one, man. I don't know what's happened to the kid. I don't know what's happened to the kid.
When he came in from Palace, man, I was jacked up. Like, he can tackle, he's fast. Let's get him to work on his crossing.
Yeah.
And he was improving. And like you said, this season he's just been.
Was that red card? Once he got the red card in Champions League, it just completely shattered him.
Yeah, no, he's just been a shadow of what he used to do, what he used to be.
No, could that be Ole? Could that be the the Ole way? Love thyself, believe in thyself. That kind of inside mode, and
our old Ted Lasso.
Yeah, that buddy, I wouldn't be surprised. I think fucking Ole had Ted Lasso on repeat, and he was trying that shit coming in like
running home on Friday to catch the new episode.
Jeez, man, I gotta be honest. Like I was watching Ted Lasso, and I'm like, this is like watching Ole. I mean, it's so bad. Either they getting the script from Ole or Ole's watching them. We need to just determine this. We'll see in season 3 comes out. There's obviously no plot, and then we know they're relying on Ole. But yeah, he just after his red card, he shattered, man. He shattered.
Yeah, that's exactly it. That was the breaking point for him. He just something cracked.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Okay, Ash K, you missed it. We were talking about Luke Shaw, and Tellez is a better option in attacking. And if we're going to be on the front foot, we'd rather have Tellez in the team. Although Shaw is not a bad option, I do think his time is
Shaw can cross. He can cross the ball.
Shaw is great, man, and he's good going forward. But in defense, I don't know if he just feels he has to cover Maguire. Maguire has made him bad.
Yeah, I was just going to say the same thing. My biggest issue with Shaw is that he always seemed to be trying to get back and cover for other players that aren't doing their job.
Yeah.
And he's not a center back.
No, he's not.
He's a left back.
Absolutely.
So when he's trying to cover, he leaves that whole space open. And then we've got players like Mohamed Salah who run rampant. We can't have our left back having to cover for A, a center back, and B, our captain. And that's where I see, Shaw falling apart. And that's going to affect his mental state and everything else. I still want a Lindelof Varane partnership at the back.
Absolutely. I was just going to say a blessing would be for Maguire to pull a hammy.
Yeah.
That would honestly be a blessing.
Yeah.
I think Lindelof and Varane might be our strongest pairing, in all honesty.
Yeah, I see that silky passing that Lindelof can pull off. And Varane just being that wall that we need.
He's a solid rock. He's a solid
rock. And then I see Maguire, who wants to be a solid rock. He's more of a squishy sand, and without the passing ability, you need to be one or the other, man. Like
I honestly, if I'm gonna go and play football, I would dread coming up against Maguire. looking at him on paper, and
His head's
presence,
this big.
his size, his
Yeah.
stature, and the very first time he touches the ball, I'm going to be licking my lips.
Yep.
Because he just, as you say, he just goes to goop. He's so slow. He turns so slow. He's just so slow on the ball, man. Just so slow on the ball. Righty, chat. Just remember, if you haven't already, hit that like, hit that follow, hit that subscribe button. The first 1,000 followers on each platform. So we are live on Facebook. We are live on YouTube. Will be randomly entered into a draw for an Amazon gift card. So you have two chances. If you follow us on Facebook, go over, hit the YouTube button, follow us there. Make sure that your privacy account is on and you signed in. Otherwise, it won't work. It will say that you're following, but you don't. You actually have to sign into YouTube. And on Facebook, hit the thumbs up, hit the share, hit the thing. Get everybody here. The faster we can get to 1,000 followers on Facebook, and we're at like 700. We will do our draw. We will give the first vouchers away. So get your friends in, get your family, get your United supporters, get them all in here, get them following. Let's go, United. Let's go. Let's go. Righty. Now that plug out the way, we got 12 minutes to kick off. You're going with what did you say? 2-0? 2-0?
2-0.
Who's your man of the match?
Ronaldo.
Who's going to be your key? Who do you think the key is? Where do you think the key battle is going to be won?
Oh, midfield. I make fun of John Joe all the time. I don't know why. I've got a thing. But I really think he could be a threat, and we've got to stifle St. Maximum as well.
I think we can. I think Varane will easily pass him around. It's not Adama Traore who's got 56,000 liters of oil on him.
Mm-hmm.
So we can handle Maximum, no problem.
Yeah.
I think.
Yeah, no, I do. I think Varane will do a great job, and I think Fred should just stick to Jonjo like
glue.
Yeah, like
fortunately, Shelby's like what 65, so I think Fred's youth and
he's they do wheel him in before the match.
yeah. My only concern is he's guyly, man. He's agile. He knows that little flick, that little push, that little turn, and he knows how to play the game. He's been around the block a few years, so I think a bit of inexperience in our midfield might be undoing. So. As you say, Fred and McTominay, we need to see a good performance. We need to see composure from those two. And then we're looking at the United 4, Newcastle 1s, and the 3-0s, 4-0s. I definitely think we're going to go clean sheet, just with Varane. I'm putting down a 0 straight away with him being in the team.
I agree.
That's the kind of confidence I have with him in the team. I mean,
and De Gea's on fire right now.
Jeez, and how? Man, and how, absolutely, and how.
Yeah, and with a proper defender in front of them, I think he'll do even better.
Yeah. Well, this is why I'm saying the blessing. Maguire picking up a hammy would be perfect.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, then we could see that
remain club captain, but give the captain band to somebody else, and that sorts that out. Get a stronger partnership of Varane and Lindelof in. It's a win-win for everyone.
You're right.
And then you're not busting Maguire's confidence, because if you strip his captaincy away from him, and he deserves to be stripped of that captaincy. I don't care what anybody says. I think you might shatter him as a player even more than where he is now. So it's a fine line to just tread on there.
Yeah,
it's a fine line to tread on. Righty, chat on that bombshell. I think we've got 10 minutes to kick off. I think it's time to go. You acquire the position. Assume the position. Fill the mugs. Get the snacks.
I see we've got a prediction: United 4, Newcastle 1.
Yes.
Yeah. Hey, that's still a 3-goal spread for you. So that's.
Well, I think the 3-goal spread is happening. I felt 4-0 when I woke up this morning, and then reality set in, and then you start thinking with your head and not your heart, and and then I went with 3-0, and I locked 3-0 in on the app. So we're gonna stick with 3-0. Myself, chat. We're sticking with 3-0. I don't think I got the team. I got the right mid pairing. I got the right defensive, but we didn't get Greenwood. I went with Sancho.
who knows who's sick and who's not and who's recovering and
Well, that's it. This is what I was concerned about. Absolutely concerned about picking this team. You don't know who had COVID. You don't know who's recovered from COVID. I know we had a vigorous training session 2 days ago, and Rolf said the players responded really well. So I'm excited. I think we're ready. I think we're geared up. Rolf's had a bit of time. I think this is going to be great, man. This is going to be our Christmas gift, chat. This is going to be our Christmas gift.
ho ho ho.
Ho ho ho, exactly, exactly. If you do celebrate Christmas, enjoy it, chat. Happy holidays. Thanks for tuning in. From me,
And me.
we will see you soon, chat. Much love.